Yo, what's up everybody? Tweets here. This video I'm going to show you a simple way of making a scope. So pretty much like a lot of my other videos, you just get your model, you convert your textures, you create your folder, and then you make your RV mat like I've shown in many of my videos. You're also probably gonna, most scopes, if you models, will come with reticle textures. So yeah, you're gonna bring that also in, and then we'll start with the model. Once you get your textures and RV mat made, you pull in your model, import it, your FBX, like I've shown you many times on any other videos. And it's very similar to a lot of other things. So what I would usually do is I would create a proxy of so like this one here, I would use a hunted scope. That's very similar, and it's what I would want. So I would go to their P3D, did a proxy of it, and then which we're looking for right there, hunted. And then you'd pretty much line it up like I've done already with this one here. You want to make sure it's going the same direction as theirs is. It's lined up pretty close, about the same size. And then that's that. Once you get it sized, just delete your proxy you brought in, leaving your scope. Give your hidden selection. Make sure you apply your texture in RV mat by hitting E when the model's selected. My voice is faded. It's been fading for a while, but yeah, it's starting to come back, so just bear with me. Once you got your textures applied, then you can move on to a view pilot, and it's going to be the same, but you're just going to have hide as a selection also. So you're going to select your whole model and give it hide. Your geometry, I just made 4 points. You can make points by just clicking and then insert on your key, then move them in position. And then I just made 4 little points around the model, kind of boxing it in, but not being an actual box. And then I select all of them, and then you can structure component, find components, and then just yeah, go from there. Or actually, your best way to do it is how I did it here, is just, yeah, I'll just rename it and show you how I did it. I'll delete that like I did it. All right, so you just put your points in by hitting insert, put them into place just by dragging them. If you select one of them, hold with your right click, you can drag things around. You want to get them in place. And then you just highlight them all 4 of them. New selection. Call it component 01. Enough. There we go. And that's it. Now your view geometry, same thing. Fire geometry, I have a box right around the main part of the scope, and in your fire geometry, you're going to give it a penetration RV mat. I gave it the armor 1mm plate, which you can just go through your P drive, DayZ, data, penetration, and then boom, find what you want, apply, done. Your memory, you're going to want your bounded box as normal. like everything else. Your CE center, CE radius, and then your in view for your basic memory points for any type of model. But then you didn't have your camera direction, your direction. So from the front of the scope out, I have it pretty good distance. And then you want it just like that. And then you want your eye scope. So like on a gun, that's where the eye would be, like your eye memory point. You want that dead center and a little back on the back of the scope, just like I have it on here. And then your eye scope temp, it's going to be pretty much in the center, just about the same place as your camera direct, but more center. Your camera directory is going to be front of the scope further out, but your eye scope temp, put it right in the center pretty much. And then your throw-in impulse position right there is pretty good. And that's pretty much it for your memories. The eye scopes and everything it's explanatory. Oh, screw it. Explains itself. It's just where the game tells you you're looking, positioning of your eye, direction, all that stuff. The basic ones like bounded bots, min, mat, CE, center, radius, that's pretty much for reference for like the bot size in your inventory or the image when you tab and look at it. That's it though for the model part. Once you did a size and everything, you did all your geometries. Now for the red slots, I didn't make any on this. My last weapons tutorial does show how to make res lods, so you can reference that and make some res lods. But once you're done, just save it. And then you're gonna make a model config, which will look like this. Now, what I did is I used the vanilla hunting optic. So what I did was, if you go to Material Tools, Eliteness, you can look, oops, I didn't want that one, at the hunting optic. You did get their model config right here on the side by just copying. Also, you just see how they set their lods up, everything on their P3D. But you get their model config and just copy it and paste it, and then change your class name to, and your skeleton name to your P3D name that you made. Now for the reticle, you're gonna make another P3D. Let me open this up, and it's gonna just be a couple boxes, but they're very thin. So I'm gonna open my bulldozer so you can see. All right, now I got bulldozer up. You'll see that they're just boxes, and now when you turn them, one's just black and one in the middle is not. So what I did was I just created a couple boxes, and then I morphed them until they're paper thin. I made them pretty big. Now this one here, I'm going to select, is in the center. Now this one is what you're going to put your reticle texture on for your reticle, as you can see. And while I have it, that only selected the other big part. isn't showing really. So you're gonna apply that. You can just use mine from the video because the link will be in description for the file, and you can just apply your own CO that comes with your or whatever reticle you want. You can just apply your own texture to it, and give it your own reticle. You're probably not going to want the same exact one. Other than that, you just give it your reticle. I'm using vanilla RV mats, so I'm using the no diffuse. So if I just go under DayZ, so P drive DayZ, go down to weapons, attachments, data, not net, optics, then data, and then no diffuse. And that is what I'm using for the RV mat on that. Now you don't want this box to have its own selection, so don't give that a selection. The outer box is just using the lens glass CA in the same vanilla DayZ and your P drive attachments, optics, data, lens glass CA, and then the no diffuse RV mat. And that big box on the outside, you're gonna see is scope and ZB Tech. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, you can just use this because you didn't have the raw files from the video. You could download them, and all you'll really have to do is just select this one little box, hit E, and change the top texture part to your reticle, and that's it, and then save it. But that's that. That's also going to go in your model config. I put it above the scope. I put it right here. That little part right there is all you need. I called it sample optic view. And that's pretty much it for the modeling part. In the config, I just went and copied the config over from the hunted scope. So I took the top half here, like that, and then I took the hunted scope portion out, gave it my own class name, your own description, path to your model. If you want to adjust it, because I just kept everything vanilla here, because I like how the hunting is, and this one's very close to the hunting. But I did boost the zoom, so I made it so it could go to 1,000 meters instead of the vanilla 800. And that's pretty much all I changed there. And then I just added this little bit for my reticle, which is a path to your sample optic view. And I gave it a class name preload sample optic view, which you will see I have it under optic info, preload optic type. I got that. So it's the same class name. And then model optics is the same path as that. And then that will do it there. I base classed it with the hunted optic to avoid all scripting, since I wanted to work just like on the scope long range. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you save that, and then you pack it, and then test it. All right, now that we are in game, we can load in our scope. Get that spawned in. And then I'm gonna bring in a Winchester also. just to test. But first, you don't want to put it in your hands. You want to look at it, make sure it looks pretty good, which it does. Make sure it's in your hands all right. You can also tab and look this way. It's good enough for me. You're going to want to look through it in your hands. Right? That looks good. Make sure it works properly, like that. And then you're going to want to put it on your gun. Make sure it looks good on the guns. And then just look through it. There we go. Do your zooms. Good. And then your range, because I changed this one to range to 1,000, so always page up, make sure you could go. Yep. So now it's ranged to 1,000. So yeah, works pretty good. If you run into any instance where your reticle is like inverted or upside down when you're testing, that's no problem. Just open up your reticle texture in GIMP or whatever photo edit you're using and rotate it until it's fixed in game. So that's pretty much it. Just open it up in GIMP and then rotate it. See, in here I had to make this upside down in order for it to be upside right in game. So all you just do is image, transform, and then rotate it or flip it until it's right in game. Just like that. And that one looks pretty good. I like it. I mean, I would prefer more of a crosshair, but yeah, I don't mind it. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much a simple way without having to script on making a custom long range scope. There are probably more better ways of making more detailed with scripting, where you could customize a lot more things. It depends on what you're trying to make, but this is just for a simple long range scope. Does anything, works perfect. That's pretty much it. It's very easy. It took me a little bit to get this video out. I've been under the weather and my voice was gone for a while, but it's slowly coming back. It's still scratchy, but I want to get this out to you guys. So if you have any problems, you can join my Discord link below. The community in there is pretty friendly and we're all helping each other learn. So feel free to join and ask any questions you have. Hope this helps, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.